Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're here talking about the newest updates for Boxyluxe, for Boxycharm in September, and I've got a lot of information in this, and I apologize if it's going to be kind of a longer video. There's a lot to cover here, partly because of things that I'm going to tell you, and also Yusuf went on to Boxycharm Beauties on Facebook and did a live video, and there's a lot of information in there. I'm not going to cover everything in this video. Some of it I'm just going to let him explain himself, and I'm going to kind of pick and choose parts of it that are the most pertinent to what we need to know. And he had a lot of people asking the same questions multiple times, so I don't think you need to hear that multiple times. I'll just kind of go through and grab the highlights for you. And before we go and get into things, guys, I want to remind you to smash that subscribe button. Become part of the Wolfpack today, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, now I want to start off with something that I talked about in my last video. I had a question about how they were going to do things if you were a 3-month subscriber, 6 months if you were a year subscriber. I had a question about how, since you prepaid that up ahead, how they were going to do the payments for your Boxyluxe. What they're going to do is you're going to still pay that regular amount, and then whenever it's time for the Boxyluxe to come out, they're going to have that additional charge on your account. So the additional $28.99 is going to show up as a separate charge. Okay, now during his live session, he also talked about a spoiler for the September Boxycharm box, and we'll get to that here in just a second. But he did say that this spoiler is going to be for the regular Boxycharm subscribers and the Boxyluxe, because if you remember, everything that is going to be in your standard Boxycharm box, all of that is going to be in the upgraded box. You're just going to be getting everything you would have in addition to all this other stuff. So every time we get a spoiler talking about specifically Boxycharm, you can go ahead and count on that being the Boxyluxe also. He did say that they're going to start giving more details about Boxyluxe, when it's going to be available, and about more details for the items that are actually going to be in it. About the middle of September, so here in a week or so, maybe next week, we're going to get more details about it. Now, he didn't go into much detail about what is actually going to be in the Boxyluxe subscription box. He did say that one person had a question about the lifestyle items that are going to be in it, and he did say that it's not going to be so much lifestyle. The focus is going to be more on beauty, whether it's going to be makeup and skincare, and I'm assuming they'll probably include some nail stuff and some hair care also. Just kind of everything in that category. Everything that we've been getting normally from Boxycharm, they're just going to be more of it. He didn't say if it was going to be leaning more one way or the other. I'm hoping that with the box being so big, and if you watch my last video, I kind of broke it down. Now, given that was just an estimate, I don't know how big that box actually is. It looks pretty massive, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to fit in it. We're just going to be getting a lot more of everything. I'm just so excited to finally get our hands on it. He did say that they are kind of working on taking a poll, trying to get people they're trying to gauge how many boxes they need to prepare. And I think, and I'll have to include it in the video here, I think they're wanting to do some type of poll where people can go on there and talk about everything that they want to see in it. So they're trying to get more feedback from us to prepare it. You know, they have to do it months in advance, and it takes a while to set up all these deals, get all the products lined up. So the more that they can get now, they'll be able to improve it as this goes on. Now, there was a question on whether or not people can be getting multiple Boxyluxe boxes, if you could actually buy extras in your account. He did say that they're limiting it to 1 box per account, but now that doesn't mean if you are a person who has multiple accounts, you can get 1 per each one of those accounts. Granted that they're not sold out. So that's really cool if you're wanting to stock up on things, if you're wanting to see what kind of variations we're going to be getting. Maybe your chances of getting a specific item will be higher. I don't know personally if I'm going to be doing multiple accounts. I just have the one. I've been like that for a while. I might end up getting one for my mom, just because she's been trying to build up her makeup collection too. And another interesting fact that he talked about while he was on live with Boxycharm Beauties, there was also a question about whether or not they're going to start including foundation in the box. Now, this has been brought up a couple of different times in the past, and they really didn't say much about it before, but now this time he did say that they are working to start including those in the boxes. Now, I know it's something that they can't do right away because, you know, a lot of these companies, when they put out a foundation, There's normally 20 shades, or if you're Fenty Beauty, there's 40 shades. And you know, there's so many people, it's hard to get everyone's specific skin tone. It's a lot to consider and a lot to work on. And I know with them doing the beauty quiz portion of Boxycharm, I think that's their kind of end goal. They're working towards that more and wanting to customize the boxes more to us. But he did say that they're going to be starting out with concealers. He didn't give a date when they're going to be able to do it, but I do love that they are keeping us up to date on things that they have planned on in the future. He's awesome that way. He loves keeping us up to date, and he loves engaging with us. He is just, you know, he's just a little bit of all right. He's a pretty cool guy. But now on to the spoiler for Boxycharm in September. We are going to be getting a palette from Pretty Vulgar. Now, we've actually gotten a few things from them over my time with Boxycharm. We've gotten a blush, a lippy. I love Pretty Vulgar. We've gotten the eyeliner just here recently. Now, their packaging is more feminine, but I think that's just their aesthetic. Everything is kind of glam, and they want something that you can keep out on your vanity that looks beautiful all the time, and the formula is pretty good. The one that we're going to be getting is the Nightingale palette. Now, this is a mixture of shimmers, of mattes. Some people compare it to the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, which was discontinued this year. But the cool thing about this is it has enough of a variation between your warm tones and your cool tones that you can make a customized smoky eye look. Now, it does include 2 highlight shades. One is going to be a matte highlight and one is going to be a shimmer highlight. There's a lot of different looks that you can create with the one palette. Now, I love that brand. I love pretty much anything that they put out. But it seems like between their eyeshadow palettes, I was wanting to lean more towards the Pretty Bird palette. Early Bird is more neutral. The Pretty Bird is more of your vibrant colors. And then the Nightingale, it's more of your smoky eye look. It retails for $35 at Sephora.com. Now, when I was on their site, I actually didn't see many reviews on there about the palette. But everything that I did see, they mentioned the packaging, which is beautiful. And overall, the rating for that palette is a 4.2 out of 5. So it's got really, really good reviews. I know some people, if you're not one really for your smoky eye looks, maybe this isn't going to be the best palette for you. But we're getting the Laura Lee Los Angeles palette this month that is super, super bright colors. So I think the 2 of these, if you can combine them next month when we get that item, you're going to create some really, really beautiful looks. Okay, sorry, I had to stop the camera there for a second and start over. My throat is staying so irritated and so dry. I don't know if it's just because the allergies, things like that, but I had to get a sore throat lozenge. Okay, what I was saying before I had to cut it out was that between the Laura Lee Los Angeles palette and then the Pretty Vulgar palette, I think when you take those 2 and combine them, you're going to be able to pretty much create any kind of look that you're going for. Between the bright colors from Laura Lee and the neutrals or the smoky colors from the Pretty Vulgar palette, I think there's going to be a lot more versatility in it. I know people were kind of afraid to, or they're not afraid, that's a really bad way to put it. They are, it's not their cup of tea, those really, really bright colors. They don't see that as being a palette that they can use every day. This palette is going to be a lot easier for them to use. You don't have to go super, super smoky every day. You can create some really, really nice day looks with that palette, unless you're just the type that loves to wear smoky eye all the time, which, by the way, rock it, it's awesome. But yeah, that is everything that I kind of wanted to go over in this video, guys, and I hope that you take the time to subscribe, become part of the Wolfpack today, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
Alright, so I'll be showing you a couple of things, and I'm not sure if there was any interest in a sneak peek for September, but I will give a sneak peek. Here is something I'm gonna say now, and I'll say it, I'll try to remember to say the same thing at the end of the live, in which it's gonna be a question I've seen on social media. Actually, not a question, more of a comment. When I go and I describe brands that will be in the box, there were some of you who were concerned that those products will only be on the Boxyluxe. Anything I ever explained or anything I said that will be in the box was in regard to the Boxycharm, not Boxyluxe. So if it's Kat Von D or any cool brand, and they might be on the Lux, but they will definitely coming in the main box. Okay, so no one's gonna miss out on those brands. on the Boxycharm box. We focus solely on the Boxycharm. Deluxe is amazing. It's gonna give you an extra experience. However, we only gonna make better Boxycharm boxes in the future. Okay, when are we gonna sign up for the Boxyluxe? I will reveal all the information of when and how around the middle of this month. We'll try to give you the information of what goes into the box during the next few weeks. Items that we weren't able to fit in the regular size box, larger size palettes, or maybe bigger skincare items that we couldn't fit in the traditional box. That's what's gonna be on it. How many items will be coming in the Boxyluxe? To be honest with you, I don't remember, but it's, I think, around 8 to 10 items. I'm not sure, maybe around that number. I don't remember on the top of my head. And Amanda is asking if is it still gonna be makeup focus or skincare. Look, let me just answer this. It's gonna be large enough to have enough on both categories. We are primarily beauty, right? So beauty will involve both of those. You will definitely see both of those items. Some people were asking about lifestyle. We'll introduce a little bit, but that's just not the box. This is more beauty related, to expect more makeup and more skincare or whatever you can imagine from Boxycharm. Do not expect us to give you right now a luggage or a microphone inside or something for the gym. This is not what you're gonna receive. It's not fitness or something. We're really focused on beauty, but expect some surprises that are outside of the beauty spectrum. So you'll expect some lifestyle products in it, but the focus is always beauty. Boxyluxe for every current member, probably not. Not because we do not want to do it, it's just because we understand that not everyone is going to subscribe for Boxyluxe. And this is important that everyone understand that when we go with the Boxyluxe, when we went originally with the limited edition box, we understood that not every member is willing to buy another box or upgrade their box. The question is how many wants it. Nobody wants to overbuy or underbuy, but we're really shooting into the air. We have no data to understand how many of you wants it. But what we did promise ourselves is that this time we will let you know what's gonna be there, at least the main items, and you'll make a conscious decision. I think it's a good trade and I will buy that. We wanted to make sure that only active members can buy that. Prior to that, we did mistake the way we planned it out in technology-wise, in which anyone was able to just go and purchase the box. Now it has to be only active members. And we will understand after the first round what is the percentage that we need to prepare for the future box, which will be at the end of this year. And that would give us how if you ended up missing out on the box, do not be mad. Make sure you go through the process and add yourself into a wait list. And on the wait list, you're gonna be already notified and you will have a chance to actually get the second box. Hopefully everyone gets it. Hopefully it's not gonna sell out in a minute like it happened before. We really did plan for a real big, massive amount of members to buy. But if it does happen that you missed out because you weren't there or something happened, we have a plan in place, so the box after that at the end of this year is going to be just as amazing, and you're not going to miss out. So that's our plan. How many likes bucks per account? Come on, don't do this to me. I'm trying to make sure that each one will get one, so it's going to be enough for everyone. Not trying to sell 5 for one person. So every account can only buy one box. That's the math of it. Prior to that, again, we failed in execution, in my opinion, for the fact that people were able to buy multiple boxes, and that really, then we had to refund them. We ended up sending only one per person, but we would do one per account. So if you have 2 Boxycharm accounts, you'll be able to buy 2 boxes, but that's, okay, so Christy, you said you're the best company ever. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. I had never really anticipated that in my lifetime I will be at the point in which I make so many people happy. I think that this is probably the most rewarding part of doing what I do, especially when it comes down to the fact that it's makeup and it's not something I'll be using myself. If you tell me, well, what do you use yourself? That would make a guy like you happy? I would tell you, I don't really know. I mean, my work and my family is my life, and that's what I do, friends and so on. I was never really relating into one particular item that makes me happy. But again, now when I see that makeup is such a unique category, it's a very special category that makes people happy about themselves and excited. I see this when I go to Sephora's and the Ultas of the world, and I see the excitement in the eyes of girls. It's just really wanting to know that I get lucky to know this industry, even though it was not something I would just walk in and get passionate on a personal level. So I think I got lucky to understand that. Coming from the business side, it was mostly from the media side actually in my previous company. So I'm grateful that I ran into beauty. That is probably a category that I can never thank enough for some people in my life that brought me into it, and I'm grateful to be doing what I do. Samantha, lean, okay? Are you going to start including foundation in the boxes? All right, so in terms of foundations, it's more of a challenging part because we have to understand the undertone, and then it takes a little bit longer. There are so many shades of foundation, especially today when brands really release 20 plus shades. We want to make sure that we do it right. So if we are going to introduce more complexion product, it's probably going to begin with concealers until we go to foundation, graduate to foundations. Once we'll do some products on our Boxy on the charm room, on the charm room, that'll give us some indication of what you're looking for with shades and so on. Also, if you notice the new quiz, and please take it if you haven't, we asked for the undertone. On the previous quiz we didn't ask for the undertone. It's necessary for us to understand truly your skin complexion, so we can know what complexion item to place in the box. Hopefully that makes sense. And in the future, obviously, the idea is to be able to place foundations in the box. It's probably going to begin with concealers first. Can we get some Anastasia Beverly Hills products in the future? So we work with pretty much any brand you can imagine, and I can't say one or another for another brand, but there'll be a lot of new exciting brands coming in the future. I think I did reveal that Lorac is going to be in a box, and quite a few other boxes, brands. I'm not revealing everything, but there's quite a few interesting brands that are coming in. I feel that you have some feedback about the beauty quiz. Why won't we do a thread in which you can go and put your opinion about the beauty quiz, and we might pick up some new ideas and do some off-site quizzes that would give us some more data about you. That's definitely going to help. A question from Amy. No, it's not a question. Keep the eyeshadow palettes coming. Pretty please. Yeah, promise. Listen, if you're with us, you're gonna be receiving eyeshadow palettes. You're gonna see other palettes, and not just eyeshadow palettes, lots of palettes. You're gonna build an awesome makeup collection, and that's just what we're doing. Let me know if you want me to stop this. Just let me know, or you want me to continue, because we're gonna continue for now, unless you tell me to stop, and then we're gonna pull off the plug. But I don't think that's the sentiment. Keep the eyeshadows coming, absolutely. Hi from Alaska. Wow. It's Daisy. I think Daisy, how you doing? I really want to visit Alaska. I think not just the cruise that everyone recommend me to go to and see glaciers. I really want to see the life in Alaska. That's something exciting. By the way, if there is any interruption, it's because I'm receiving incoming calls as I'm doing the live. And it always happens that I'm trying to save and I just lose the connections, and there's always someone calling me during the live, and they're just trying to get a hold of me right now. And typically those are salespeople, not friends, because they understand that if I don't pick it up, I'll return the call later. But it is what it is. So do not get mad if you lose me for a second. Probably it's my personal cell that I'm doing the live on, so that's why I get calls and so on. We might be interrupted. Does the Luxe box start in September? Lana is asking if a Luxe box start begins in September, and yes, it does. It will begin in September probably, and we'll let you know on I think August 15. We'll give you everything you need to know. Now we're just throwing some information, okay?